Welcome back to Great Day Houston. All right, so you may have noticed after most major storms, a lot of used cars will flood the market. To make sure you do not get a car that has been flooded and you're in the market for a pre-owned car, Haik Chevrolet puts all those vehicles through rigorous testing. And of course, if you want a new car, they make that easy for you as well. Antoine Burks is the general manager of Haik Chevrolet. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, going to talk about the multi-point inspection in a second here. But first, a lot of people, when you say Haik, go, that name sounds familiar.
Yes, it does, because Mac is a name in the community for a long time. He played for the Houston Oilers, and he also caught the first touchdown here in the city, so everyone knows him for that.
Yeah.
And
all right, Antoine, you came to Texas because you were going to college.
Yes.
And you thought that the selling cars thing would be kind of a part-time thing to get you by.
yes, I did, but now here 22 years later, I'm the general manager of the #1 Chevy dealership in the city of Houston for the past 6 years. And I just love selling cars and helping people.
Yeah, all right. And it helps to have the right car for where you live. I remember, speaking of college, when I drove to Austin to go to the University of Texas, I drove there to find an apartment on an infamous day, and it was the day of the Memorial Day tax floods.
Oh my
Yeah, my car went floating down the street. After that point, I had a wiser decision-making process and getting cars. You've had experiences being involved in severe weather as well.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the main things that I've learned is it's always better to sit higher, because you get to see everything. You get to see all the kind of obstructions in the roads, and also how high the water is as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I mentioned earlier that a lot of people will try to sell cars that have been flooded. I know at times people come in to trade cars in with you,
Yes.
and you're like, okay, you can't pass that one by us because we can figure it out.
We definitely can. We have scanners that we plug into our vehicles to see what kind of problems that it has. Also, you definitely want to make sure that you go to somewhere reputable like us, because we refuse to put vehicles like that on the road.
Yeah.
It just causes greater problems going down the line.
For anybody looking for a pre-owned car, you also have a rigorous inspection system that you have, and like a 25-point inspections for all certified pre-owned. When it says certified,
yes,
that means something.
Yes, it's our Car Bravo certification that we have for all of our pre-owned vehicles, just to make sure that the vehicles that we put on the road is safe and is in proper condition for you. The last thing that we want is our consumers to have a hard time with our vehicles, because it creates a lot of problems. So we want to put the best product on the road.
Yeah, and of course everybody's factory trained.
Yes, everyone's factory trained, certified. We have master technicians at our dealership, so you can feel comfortable about buying a pre-owned vehicle from us.
Yeah, but you can also feel comfortable buying a new car.
Absolutely.
And yeah, a lot of people when they move here will go up off the ground and get a what we call high profile vehicle.
Yes.
Here's the deal: turn around, don't drown. We always say if that water looks like it's too high, do not risk it at all. But watching some of the flood video over the last few weeks, we've seen where the stalled out cars were the ones that were down on the ground.
Yes.
And cars that were able to negotiate those waters easier were things like this one right here.
Absolutely. One of our most popular trim lines is the Z71 Tahoe Edition, primarily because it does sit up high, and then also has the aggressive look as well, with the high quality suspension to make sure you get through those high waters.
Yeah. All right. And it's a comfortable car.
Oh, super comfortable. I mean, one of the things that you can feel like is you have so much space on the interior, and it has some luxury in it as well.
Yeah, all right. Speaking of, also in this car right here, and I love that this is, when they first came out with some of the SUVs, it was like, oh, look, that's an SUV.
Yes.
These are sporty looking,
Absolutely.
they're luxurious inside.
Aggressive,
yeah, we like that, right?
Has some of the best technology on it with its suspension. The suspension comes from Formula One racing, so it is really high quality, and it does well with off-road and high water too.
Wow, okay. When it comes to inventory, sometimes you may show up places where they go, we're going to sell you what we have versus what you want.
Yes.
Not a problem with you all.
Not a problem at all. Matter of fact, we have the largest Chevy inventory in the city of Houston, so your choices is abundant, and we never have vehicles that you definitely want to get our vehicles.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You also have, speaking of something that can handle some rough situations, the custom lifted trucks.
Oh, yes. Our custom lifted trucks, we have them in various trim levels, from beginner all the way up to the advanced, with the most advanced features in there and the most luxurious features in there as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another thing that makes the buying experience nice with you all is there are no hidden fees. So many times people go to buy a car, they say, I thought I was paying this much for it, but suddenly it blew ballooned into something else.
Absolutely.
But how when we say hidden fees, what are we talking about?
So the hidden fees are the add-ons that you get when you get to the dealership. One of the things that we always advise our consumers to get is what's called a drive-out. That is your bottom line price, so you can see everything that's included. And we don't hesitate to send you a number because we stand by our number, and we know we don't hide anything, no extra fees. So we do what's best for the consumer and the community.
All right, speaking of bad weather, what if our vehicle does get caught in floodwaters and we're not quite, still runs, we're not quite sure if there's been any damage? What's one of the first things we should do?
Well, the first thing you want to do is stop running it. The very first thing, because you don't want that water to get in the system. So you want to make sure that it gets towed to a dealership like ours, and we will make sure that we analyze it to see if there is any damage or not on the vehicle.
Yeah, and one of the great things about Mac Haik is you all know Houston. Like you mentioned, he's been here for decades.
Yes.
And so it's got to be nice for a lot of the folks there to see not only the parents who came in at one point in the 70s, but then the grandkids are coming in, the kids and the grandkids are coming in. So it's generational.
It is generational, and we have numerous customers that I talk to, and they tell me about the experience and how many cars they bought from us, and that their kids are with us now as well.
Yeah, you're not selling cars, you're building relationships.
Yes, absolutely. That's what we want to do, 100%. We don't want to make anything transactional. We want you to feel like you can come back to us and access any problems that you have. We want to be your car concierge.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Antoine.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, if you're looking for a great deal on your next vehicle, visit Antoine and his team at Mac Haik Chevrolet, located at 11711 Katy Freeway, 11711 Katy Freeway, or give them a call at this number. It's 281-497-6600, 281-497-6600. You can also visit them online at MacHaikChevy.com.